Okay, guys, we are actually live today. Woo!
Hey, baby.
Woo!
All
and
right.
today, guys, we're going to be talking about how to use your Facebook groups and your blog to actually build your business on the internet. We're going to show you how you can use Facebook groups and blogging the correct way. Okay.
Awesome. Absolutely, absolutely. And well, first, we just want to thank you guys just for taking the time out to be on this webinar. Whether you're on it live or you're listening to the replay. My name is Charlene Baker, and we have Yamina Hall as well as my girl, Yamina and Bianca Roberts. And we're just here just to share some of the tips and strategies that you can use using Facebook groups as well as blogging. So our goal is to show how you can increase your blog exposure using the strategies that we'll outline. And we're just going to have some fun today. And the goal here is for you to generate results in your business. And so we're going to share what we've been doing to generate leads using our blog in the Facebook groups and how to do it correctly. You know, not to go in and spam these Facebook groups, but to share value. And this is how you gain that loyal following, is when you're leading with value. So we're very excited and thrilled to get this information out to you. We have a lot of great content. And so welcome. We thank you guys for coming out. You want to say anything, Bianca?
I just want to say hello and hold on to your seats. We're going to be going fast, so make sure you take notes. And we will probably, if you connect with us on however you got invited to this, then we will send you a replay later and maybe even the notes. So stick up for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Actually created a handout. The person invited you on this call, whether it's myself, Yamina, or Bianca, and we're gonna shoot this handout out over to you, so that way you'll have a place to put all your notes. It's all it pretty much is all in one place, and there's call to action spaces on this handout too, so that way you can just jot down exactly, okay, this is what I need to do in this specific area. So you're not just on trainings, you're not just constantly learning, but you're actually implementing what you're learning, and that's Kayla, being a stay-at-home mom, guys. And this is how you get results in your business. It's not just continuously training, but actually implementing what you learn. And so that's the purpose of the handouts, and so you can put forth that call to action in your daily marketing.
All right.
So we're good to go.
Yeah, we are excited tonight, guys, and I guess I'm gonna start off with the training here. I just want to share a few things about what you should be doing inside of the Facebook groups when you're actually marketing to build business and to generate leads and sales online, guys. Most people think it's just all about, spamming their links all through the Facebook groups and putting out, their business, join me, you can make X, Y, and Z dollars if you spend $2 here, and that really gets old and it really doesn't stand out, especially you have to know in these Facebook groups, everybody is spamming and everybody is posting their business op, which in reality, guys, nobody really cares about your product or what it is that you are actually selling. To be truthful, people don't really care about that. So I'm just going to share a couple of don'ts. The number one don't is, of course, don't spam. Well, it's not of course, but some people don't know that. But don't spam, guys. And by you putting your links in there, telling people to join you, that is totally spamming. It may not seem like that to you, but it is totally spamming, okay? Um, the next don't um, the next don't I have here is just don't, make your posts or your information that you put in the groups, don't make it all about you, right? I mean, you can show proof if you've received commissions or something like that from your business. That's great, but you don't want to make it all about you. You want to, put something valuable in. Maybe put a quote, a valuable quote, or maybe put a valuable tip on how they can actually do something. But you just don't want to make it all about you, because then people they kind of get sick of that, and it's like, wow, this person is so self-absorbed. Well, what will I get out if if I partner up with them? So you don't want to be all about you, okay? The next thing is, let's see here. Don't do any complaining or bashing on other companies or anything like that. I don't know if you've seen that, but sometimes in the groups, people may do things where like they think their company is better than another company, and they may bash another company just to try to get you to sign up with them. So just don't bash other people, and don't copy and don't steal. It's good if you see an idea from someone, you can just kind of model it, but don't copy and don't steal it. And if you do take it, make sure you reference it back to the person that you actually, borrowed it from. Because if you put something up and you got it from
Mhm.
someone else, you know what I mean? You put something up and you got it from
Right.
someone else, you don't know if they're watching that or not, right? So just be careful when you do stuff like that. Just reference that, hey, I borrowed this from so and so, and make sure you give that person the recognition or the shout out if you do decide to do something like that, okay? And I think basically it. But the whole point is, guys, you want to stand out from everybody else, right? You want to just stand above, stand out from the crowd. You don't want to blend in. You want to make sure that you're standing out from what everybody else is doing, because everybody, the majority of the people are doing the same thing. And believe me, guys, they're not getting any signups and they're not getting any sales. Because they're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, and it just becomes chaos and annoying. Sometimes I get a headache looking at these Facebook groups because everything is just join me, join me, join me. I'm looking for like, okay, well, is there something valuable? Is there a tip I can learn? Is there something that I don't know? You know what I mean? But you can't find anything. Everybody is just about themselves, about business. And then while you're looking at that, you're thinking to yourself, well, how can these people help me if they just want me to join, join, join? They're not telling me anything. They're not giving me anything of value. They're not, letting me know that they care, if they can help me or not. They're not wondering what I need. They don't know what I need. They don't know what I'm looking for. And they don't know if they can help me or not. So it just becomes a whole big pitch fest, and you don't want to be part of that. You want to just stand out from the crowd. And if you do these few things, if you do these, how can I say it? If you do these don'ts, if that makes sense, then you can see how you can stand out from the crowd, and you can get more leads and more sales just by doing these few simple things. So if you are spamming on Facebook, your business, and join me, stop it. Okay, if you are doing that. But if you are not, now you know not to do it. Okay, so that's just my little bit of information. And then another thing I wanted to talk about, getting a little bit of traffic in the groups too. Um, you can do things such as post like inspirational quotes, or inspirational images, maybe a funny picture or something about yourself funny, and just maybe put a link to it, because then it's like, oh, okay, I thought that was very funny, and then you have a link and they may click your link just to see what you're talking about. Okay, so that's just kind of a little of a sneaky way to get some traffic and put a link in there without them thinking that you're trying to, get them to your business. So you just want to do some quotes, maybe even post a family picture or something and put a link to it. You just want to make it subtle where you're not looking like you're spamming and like you're always trying to get people to join you, because there's a way to do it without being salesy and without being spammy. So you can do some things like that, and just put a link back to your blog or your website, and this way they can come check you out and see what you're about without having that pressure that you're trying to sell them on something. So that's just a great way to kind of get traffic to a website or a blog that you may have. Try to use pictures, and Facebook loves pictures, Google loves pictures. If you use pictures and put a link back to your website, you'll get more traffic that way, because people love pictures. And I know myself, I like to look at pictures, and I'll click on the link if I see an interesting picture post. So that's just another way that you can get some more traffic using the Facebook groups as well. So that's really all on that. the don'ts, and just getting traffic to your website or your blog.
Awesome. I enjoyed that, Yamina, and actually I took just from that alone, I took like almost a page and a half of notes here on what to not do on Facebook, and just some things that really stood out. Number one was the fact that you said that, be sure to stand out from the crowd, right? I think that's so important and so essential in the industry that we're in, because everyone is kind of like copying each other, right? Everyone is just can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. Okay,
I
okay,
agree.
perfect. Everyone is just out there just spamming their opportunities, spamming, these groups with, make money with me, make money with me. But as you lead with value, you actually separate yourself and you brand yourself as someone who's a leader and an expert in the industry. And so I think that's so important for people to see who you are. People essentially join. People join those whom they know, like, and trust. And so that's what you have to keep that in mind as you're marketing on Facebook. This is it's a social platform. It's not. It doesn't have to always be about business, business, business. You can share things about your family. You can share topics that are trending right now. What's going on in the news, and share your intake on it. And this is how you create that engagement, right? Again, it's social media, so you want to interact with people, right? And another thing you mentioned, Yamina, is that images, like Facebook, people, they love to see pictures, and I think that's so important. Actually, Facebook did a recent study. I don't know like the intricate details, but they mentioned how people will like and comment more so on images than they do just if you just wrote a text. So you want to
Right,
include some kind of image that highlights, whatever it is, the content that you're sharing.
right.
Okay, and then you said,
I
oh, go ahead.
actually did a
Mhm.
little test on that myself. I did something with just like a quote, just a little text quote, and it was okay. But then I turned around and did something with like a nice photo, and I put the text with it with a link as well, and that one actually got a little bit more engagement. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's better. I mean, you can be lazy about it and just put text, unless it's something really captivating and moving. but if
Right, right.
but if you add a photo to it, people's eyes just go straight to the photo. Their eyes kind of just run over text. So
Right.
you want to make sure you put a picture out there, even if it's a picture of your beautiful face or whatever. You just want to make sure you put pictures.
Exactly.
Pictures are key. So I just want to, yeah, really just throw that in. It's really key with
Exactly.
pictures on Facebook.
Awesome. I love it. And actually, in fact, what I've been doing recently is when I add my when I'm marketing in Facebook groups, I actually just put a picture of myself because it's all about branding. And so, people see this big picture of me, and I think they're more apt to click on it than, if I'm promoting something else. So, sharing images of yourself, I think is cool too. And let me see, what else did you say? Yeah, linking back to your blog or your website, and essentially you want to make sure that it is your lead capture page, because the goal here is to capture leads. That's the whole reason why we market. It's to capture leads. So yeah, I've learned quite a bit from you. I mean, taking notes. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, we all can learn, we all are growing. Not everybody knows everything, so I'm sure the people on the Hangout tonight will, get some valuable information, tips. I mean, if you're new or if you're not new, some of this may sound redundant. You may already know this, but you never know. You may get one or two golden nuggets from the information that we actually share. And if you're new, this is great for you to just get started off with, for free. If you're new to Facebook and blogging, these are just some great tips that you can actually start implementing now to just get yourself going.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, it is my goal. So what where we're at now is there's a process to marketing on using Facebook groups. using your blog, okay? And so I'm just going to go, it's a 3-step process. I'm actually going to go over the first 2, and then Bianca's going to take us home with the last and also give you like an assignment, a challenge. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can actually go over to Facebook so you can see exactly what it is that I do when I'm joining groups, when I'm posting on groups, all that good stuff. So ladies, let me know when you can see my screen here. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right, I can see your screen.
See it?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so here I am. I'm on my Facebook page, and let's see. The first part of the process is joining groups daily. Now, here's my process, guys. Okay, so what I do is when I'm joining groups, I make sure that I join groups that are consistent with whatever content that I'm sharing for that day. So for example, if I'm sharing information on online marketing tips, whether it's blogging tips, whether it's video marketing, Facebook marketing, LinkedIn marketing, social media, whatever I'm sharing for that day, what I'm doing is I'm looking for groups that are consistent with that content. Okay, so let's just say, for example, that I am listing 6 ways on how to create more exposure to your blog. Okay, so essentially what I want to do is I want to go ahead and look for groups around blogging. So I'm just going to easy word.
Oh, you're breaking up, Charlene. I don't hear
Now,
you
can you
anymore.
guys still hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you again.
Yeah, we can hear you again now.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to look up groups that are consistent with the topic of blogging, since let's say I just created a blog post of 6 ways on how to gain more exposure to your blog. So I'm going to spin blogging as my keyword. All right, and see all these groups. Okay, all these groups come up. I'm going to go down the bottom, click find all groups in blogging. And what this will do is it's actually going to pull up all of the groups that have the name blogging in it, or blog, or something around that topic. What I'm looking for people who already blog. Okay, essentially I'm looking for my target market. Uh-oh. Okay, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
still hear you.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I know my internet has just been so spotty these last few days, so I may be going in and out, but okay, so I'm pulling up all the groups named blogging, right? Okay, so when it pulls up the groups, here are some tidbits that you may want to know about, okay? When it pulls up the groups, you'll see that some groups are public, okay, and some groups are closed. All right, so either way, if you join a group that's public or if you join a group that's closed, you still have to get approval or get access to that group. So someone still has to approve you to the group. But here's the difference. The difference is if you post in a group that is a public group, okay, your posting will appear on all of your friends, or I'm sorry, not their times. So even the people that are not in that, like let's say I'm your Facebook friend, right? Not in this group called Empower Network. I post, okay, just to see for your particular post that you in this group. It's a group. All right. Now, posting a closed group, only the members of that group can see your post. Am I still good? You like to hear me?
Yeah, we can
I
hear you,
still see
but
your
the
screen, but
screen,
I can see your screen, but I can't hear you.
I can hear you, but your screen wasn't up. Okay,
Technical
I think
difficulties.
it's,
Oh, my screen was black. Okay.
let's see if you can refresh
Can
and
you
it
guys
did
see my
it.
group on my Facebook page now?
Okay, it's still black. You can see it, Bianca? Can
Oh,
you see
okay,
it
so you
now?
guys can't see my Facebook screen.
Well, now it's black. Before it was working, but I couldn't hear her. But now I don't see anything.
Okay.
Uh-oh. We
All
lose her?
right, give me 1 second, guys. Let me see something.
Okay.
Let me try again. All right, let me see something. Can you guys see me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah, we
see
can
you
see you.
and hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Let me see if this will work. Okay, how about now?
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
back. Yeah, your screen's back.
Okay,
So I'm gonna
okay,
mute
perfect,
myself.
perfect. Okay, did you ladies hear me? Did you ladies hear me break down the public versus the closed groups?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. But you can
Okay,
start there. Start there.
okay. Yeah, I'll start there. Okay, so the difference again, guys, between closed and public groups is that if you post your marketing content in a public group, all of your friends can see it on their news feed. So they necessarily do not have to be in the group, but since it's a public, everyone on whoever your friends see it. So if your mom, let's say for example, is your Facebook friend, okay, but she's not in this group. Let's say if you posted an Empower Network blog post, right? If she's not in that group, she can still see it. However, if you post in a closed group, only the members of that group can see your post. Okay, so that's your tip that I've learned. And so what I do is I actually go through and I start to join these different groups. Now, I actually do see, look at like the rules of that particular group. I do it once because once I do it once and I log in on my spreadsheet, which I'm going to show you in a second, then I don't have to worry about making sure that I'm breaking any rules or jeopardizing my membership by getting banned from the group. You want to operate in integrity and be respectful of the groups that you join. So some groups don't allow you to post your business opportunity, and you need to know it's just all in those extra few minutes and learning what these groups will accept, not accept. Okay, but for them, we'll go ahead and allow you to post about your business. But again, you just have to read the rules to see exactly what it is that they're looking for. Okay, and so I just go down and I just start joining different groups. Okay, and so let's say, for example, some other content that I write about is creating wealth. Okay, so if I'm writing a blog post around the topic of wealth, then I will put in a keyword here that may say like financial freedom. Okay, that's a strong keyword for those groups that want to hear about how to build their wealth, or even putting in the keyword wealth. So you want to put in the keyword here, all right, and make sure that you click on find all groups named what you're going to pull up those groups. Now here's what I do, because in everything when you're marketing you have to be strategic, right? And so as I'm joining groups and as I'm getting into these groups, can you guys see my Excel spreadsheet?
I don't see anything on my screen. I see that it's up on yours for the share, but I don't know why I'm not getting it on my side.
Okay, Bianca, can you see the screen, or
She
do
stepped
I need
away.
the
She stepped away, so I don't know if it's showing. Can you see the screen, Bianca? Bianca? Can you see her screen? She here. She must be muted. Let me place.
she stepped
Can
out?
you,
Okay, let me
no, there she
let
is.
me
She's
stop it
back.
again, Yamina, and then I'll go
Okay.
back into it.
Can you see the screen, B? Okay, I see you. I see you.
Yeah, I can see Charlene.
Yeah, her screen had went out for a minute, right?
Okay, perfect. That's good. That's good. Let me go back and do the screen share, and let me see if you ladies can see then. You can see my sales sheet. You got a spreadsheet?
Mm,
Oh,
I don't see.
no?
Mm-mm.
Uh-oh. Can you guys see anything?
No, not yet.
Mm-mm, not yet.
Ay, 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 my, oh! All right, start this again. Let's see. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I see you.
Okay. Let me try a different option. Let me do this. Let me do this.
Okay, I see that. Like your spreadsheet.
Yeah, you see that now?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, awesome. Let me pick back up and then we'll go from there. So as I mentioned, in everything when you're doing marketing, you have to be strategic in how you do your marketing. And so as I'm getting approved to the different Facebook groups, I actually log them here into my Facebook groups spreadsheet. So what happens is that I have these different categories, right? And depending on the group and the niche of that group, then I go ahead and then make a note down here pertaining to that specific group, right? And so I have here what's called the daily Facebook post, and these are groups that pretty much do not mind you posting about business opportunity or anything in the MLM, network marketing, internet marketing niche, okay? And so these are the groups that I post to on probably twice a day, every day, okay? And now the other groups, depending on the content that I'm sharing, then I'll go to this group. This is my stay-at-home moms group. So, that's one of my markets that I reach out to. So I have a list of those groups. Online marketing tips for those specific groups that just want to know that just want online marketing, then I'll post there. Okay. This is a good group right here. A good niche rather is business opportunity posts, right? These are groups that are very specific. Like this group here, they post about like digital franchises, okay? And one of the systems that I use is similar to a an online and internet franchise style like business, okay? And so I'll post there. And so just depending on the niche of that group, then I'll go ahead and just make a note down here on my spreadsheet. So that way, as I'm posting to groups, all I got to do is just come to my spreadsheet and go from there. And it just makes everything a lot smoother. I don't have to go to, let's see here, because which took a lot of time, is that I would just go here on my Facebook and then just go to my list of groups, okay, and I would just kind of just use that as my list, okay. But here's the problem that I ran into, right? The problem that I ran into is that I would have to skip over those groups that weren't pertaining to the content that I was sharing. All right, and so it just makes it so much easier to go ahead and just have everything all in one place instead of coming here. Okay, I can just go to my spreadsheet and post this way. Okay, now here's another note that I want to make here. Remember I said that I actually read the rules of the group to make sure that I'm operating in integrity, that I'm operating that I'm not positioning myself to be banned from the group. So here there are certain groups that are very interactive, okay, and they only want you to post on certain days. So what I do is I make a special category for those groups that only allows you to post on certain days. Okay, so For example, this group here only allows you to post about your business on Tuesdays. Okay, this group here only allows you to post maybe once or twice a week. Okay, so I have a special instructions group where I make sure that I just go ahead and just make the notations here on when I can actually post to these groups, and then I'll go ahead and post accordingly on what I have listed here. So that's pretty much the first two steps in the process. Okay, is joining groups on a daily basis. I make sure to join at least add myself to at least 20 groups every day. Okay, it's going to take you a little bit of time to build. The most you can join is 300 groups. Okay, and so because I have a limit on how many groups that I can join, I make sure that I'm joining groups that I'm actually going to participate in. Okay, that I'm actually going to add value to. And as I'm joining these groups, I also want to make sure that these groups are interactive, that there is activity going on in these groups. Okay, if I join a group and the last time someone's posted has been 6 months to a year ago, then I know that no one is really checking the wall of this group. So I make sure to go ahead and exit myself out that group, because again, I only have 300 groups to join. And 300 groups sounds like a lot, but if you are using Facebook marketing as your primary source of getting leads and generating sales, then you want to be careful, and you want to just make sure that you are joining groups where you can add value, and that you're going to actually get some interaction, get that engagement, and essentially generate leads from using Facebook. Facebook is a free strategy if you're not using Facebook pay-per-click, if you're not doing Facebook ads. Okay, it's a free strategy, and with free strategies, it takes a little bit more time to do. Okay, but if you're consistent about posting in these groups, I would say post between posting 50 to about 50 groups a day. Now, have I personally posted up to 50 groups in a day? I haven't personally, but that is like the goal that I'm reaching for, and so that's what I want to share with you. I minimally post at least in 50 groups per day, minimally. Okay, I am still working on building this particular spreadsheet, because keep in mind that as you add yourself to groups, right, you're waiting on approvals. So you may get an approval within the same day. You may get approval later on in the week. You may not get an approval until a month later. There are some groups that I've added myself to last month that they're now accepting me into the group. Okay, so it just depends on the admin of that group. But again, adding yourself to 20 groups a day will at least get you about 8 to 10 ads in a day. Okay, so just imagine if you are getting approved to 8 to 10 groups a day, you can build this spreadsheet up pretty much in a month's time. Okay, if you want to do it a little bit faster, you can. This is just the route that I'm particularly on, and I just wanted to share that with you. But if you're like, I know Facebook is going to be my primary marketing strategy. I'm going to build this Facebook groups list. Let me go ahead and get added. Then go ahead and add yourself more than 20 times. But keep in mind that if you are, let's say if you're trying to add yourself to 100 groups in 1 hour, Facebook is going to say, hey, whoa, you need to slow down a little bit, okay? So you don't want to get that restriction from Facebook, because they could block your access from your Facebook page, period. All right, so you want to just be mindful in doing the process slow. You want to do it fast, but you still want to do it in a way that doesn't jeopardize your Facebook account. I personally do 20 a day, but you can do 20 in an hour, take a break, come back an hour later, and do another 20. If your goal is maybe to add yourself to 60 groups a day, then go at it. Be my guest, definitely, but just make sure that you are spacing it out throughout your day. Okay, so that's what it is in a nutshell, guys. You're joining groups on a consistent basis, at least 20 every day, so that way you can at least get approved between 8 to 10 groups in a day. All right, and then you're sharing your blog content or your lead capture page to at least 50 groups a day. All right, now when you're sharing, make sure you're leading with value. Okay, make sure you're leading with value. When your blog post is a great way to share content, to share value about whatever niche you're in. Now, the strategies that we're sharing in this webinar can be used with any marketing business, with any industries. Let's say you're in the health and fitness industry. Let's say you are in the if you're a chef, if you are a daycare provider, it doesn't matter. These strategies work with any industry. All right, MLM. That's just the specific niche that we're in. Um, but you can pretty much apply it anywhere. And I think that's all I had. Let me check my notes to make sure that I went over everything
Yeah,
before
Charlene.
going into the third part. Yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
just want to ask you a question. I know I don't even think I have 300 groups yet. I think I'm right there about at the 250 mark or 250 something. But Facebook kind of lets you know if you reach that 300 mark, just for people who may be thinking about that question. I think Facebook, after you get to 300, you just can't join anymore, right? Basically, that's how that
Yeah,
works. Okay.
exactly, exactly. Yep, that's exactly right. Yep, they'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, because
But and keep
I
in mind, you
have,
don't want to wait till you get all the way up to 300 to start,
right.
stop
But
getting
as
out
you
of groups.
go, yeah,
Yeah,
as you go, 'cause
exactly.
I don't really count mine. I just join and join, and I knew it was a 300 mark limit, but I just keep joining until I guess they tell me, oh, you can't join anymore.
Right.
But I
Exactly.
just, yeah, I was just wondering
Exactly.
if they give you like a alert, a notification, because I guess I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm sure they probably do give you a notification or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure as well. Like yourself, I haven't reached 300 groups yet. I'm slowly building my Facebook group list. So I haven't reached that point yet, but I do know that Facebook will definitely alert you when you have reached that 300. But as you said, it's an ongoing process. So you don't want to wait until you reach 300 to start taking yourself out of groups. If you're as you're getting approved to the group, I just go ahead and take a quick glance at it to see if there's interaction. Number one, to see
Mm-hmm.
when's the last time someone's posted, and also just to make sure that I can add value to that group, and I'll know right away if I'm a fit for it or not. And if I know I'm not a fit, then I'll go ahead and cancel or just go ahead and get out of the group altogether.
And you
Mhm.
wanna, and another thing too, they want to make sure they're joining a group that's pretty large, right? Not
Yeah,
anybody
you can
that's small.
join a group that's large. I make sure that there's probably at least 100 in the group, and that's actually kind of small. You'll have groups that have like up to 30,000 people. But I have noticed it just depends on the group's interaction, because if the members are interacting with each other, then I don't mind adding myself to a group that has maybe about 50 people, but they're all commenting on each other. They're liking each other's posts. They're actually clicking on, the links, and they're commenting about it. So it's not necessarily maybe the group size. It's just all about that interaction that's
Okay.
going on in the group.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
want to make sure you join in a group where people are actually doing something and they're just not, a bunch of people in it. So,
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, those are good points. That was awesome. That's great. I don't know if you still had some more to go, but I mean, she gave a valuable information on that, guys. I hope y'all took some really valuable notes. Of course, the replay will be here, but I hope you guys took some notes, and we'll start implementing definitely after you guys finish watching this, because those are valuable tips. And Facebook is 24/7, so you can do this at any time of the day, to start doing this. So that was awesome, Charlene. Awesome.
Yes,
Exactly. Thank you. I mean, I appreciate that.
yes, and I was going to say one of the biggest things that I took away from it is to be better organized and set up a spreadsheet for groups. That is a really great tip, and the way you have it organized is something that somebody can go ahead and implement starting tonight. Set up their spreadsheet, figure out what groups that they want to join, and make sure that they have, even if they're not going to join 20 groups tonight, but just get started on the process of having
Right.
that spreadsheet set up. So that's really great. So I'm going to
Right.
dive into the last part of this, and if you received an invite from myself, Yamina, or Charlene, you'll notice that the gist of what we were meaning to talk about was Facebook groups and blogging. And we keep talking about blogging. And I want to go through a couple of huge tips that are really great. The first reason is why you should have a blog in the first place. You may think that if you have a brick and mortar business, or if you have a business that you are promoting online, it is very important to have a blog. And the reason that is because a blog is fluid content. As long as you are updating and you are providing information, if someone goes to Google and they type in information and they are looking for maybe something that you offer in your brick and mortar business locally, if you have content that you are continuously giving on a blog, then you will have a better chance of ranking or coming up in a search. So just to get that part out of the way, because you may have joined this webinar and not really realize that we were going to focus a lot on talking about blogging. And that is it's something that you can do as free advertising, meaning you may have some offers that people will click on when they come to your blog, but the actual content that you're writing daily is shooting out there into cyberspace, and people will be able to find it based on the content that you are providing. Now, one of the biggest tips for me personally that really hit home for me and made me realize how powerful a blog is two things. I used to have a blog, and a lot of people think, oh, I just have a blog for, getting my voice out there in the world. But if you are hoping to sell a product, or you have something to offer, the powerful thing about a blog is if you keep your blog tracking and you look at the visitors to your blog, you realize just how many clicks that you can get from a blog. And you can think of it like this. It's like having a online or a advertisement that's out there that you put on people's cars, or you put on someone's house. Those are like virtual flyers every time you hit a blog post and you publish it, and it never goes away. It never blows away in the wind. It never gets thrown away in the trash. And I had a blog out there that I was, doing. It was a mom blog. I was writing about family issues and things like that. And I remember going back to my blog, and I had 30,000 hits to my blog over this certain amount of time. And I realized after I, joined the blogging community that I'm in now, that all of those hits could potentially have been people that would purchase something from me if I had something to purchase at the time. So 30,000 hits, that's like 30,000 flyers that have gone out into the world that people have come across that have my name on it. Now, if at the time I had a product to sell, then I could have had sales from that. So I just want to really drive that point home, that blogging is like having a virtual flyer for your business. So you may think, well, I have a business, I sell, jewelry. It's all well and good that you sell jewelry, but I highly recommend that you get a blog and you start using that and providing value, providing content about your business. Now, that leads me to the next point, is you want to set up a schedule for blogging. So I personally am in an accountability group with my blogging company where we blog daily. That may seem a little overwhelming to you if you're first starting out with a blog. So I would say try to set up, maybe a couple of times a week. Maybe it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday that you're going to commit to making a blog. But you want to be consistent. And the reason you want to be consistent is because that content that you put out, if you continue to put that content daily, every couple of days a week, even, maybe you can only do once a week. It's so important to continue to hit that content out there to drive people to your website and whatever it is that you are promoting. So to wrap up, blogging is it's very important. You should have a blog. If you don't have a blog, I highly suggest you get a blog today. The second thing is you want to set up a schedule for those blogs. and you want to go ahead and do that. Be consistent with it. Consistency is key. So you can take all of the information that we've provided, such as you set up your blog, and then once you set up your blog, you consistently writing that content. You join Facebook groups that pertain to what your blog is about, and then you share that content. Now, sharing the content is not just exclusively for Facebook groups. You also want to share your content on your other social networks that you're on. Maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's Twitter. You want to make sure that your blog content is being seen. So make sure that it is a priority for you to what we call syndicate or push that content out to everyone. So that's really my 2 cents on it. I love blogging, and blogging doesn't just have to be writing something down every single day. You can do videos, post a video to your blog, but make sure you're not just relying on, say, YouTube or Vimeo. Put that blog content or that video, put it into your blog so you drive people to your blog in order to get more eyeballs on what you're doing. So again, blog, blog, blog. We believe in blogging. We know blogging works. Before I joined this blogging community and I had all these hits on this other blog, less than 60 days after starting my blog, I was able to get 40 leads. Now, that's huge, and that's on a free strategy, not paying ads and doing anything, just literally writing my blog post and shooting that content out there. So I will zip it up a little bit and let you all take notes if you're taking notes, and wrap it all up. And the ladies, if you have any content or anything you want to add to that.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I love how you broke down the 3 steps, get a blog, set up a schedule, and, pretty much be consistent. And that's pretty much essentially what blogging is all about. I mean, first of all, of course, in order to blog, you have to have a blog, right? And the thing is that it can't, you don't want it to be just any blog. There are different blogging platforms out there. You have the free blogs such as Blogger, .com, I believe, but then you have the paid where you have to actually you pay for hosting, and that's like WordPress.org. Or essentially, you really want a blog where that will work for you, right? And the platform that we use with Empower Network, the beauty about our blog is that it's a viral blogging system. Meaning that, as we create blog posts, it allows our blogs to be ranked a lot faster than if you were just starting out fresh. Another thing is that if you were to create your own blog, there's just so many different technicalities when it comes to creating your blog. You have to know all this coding. I remember the first time when I created my own blog, and I'm not a technical person at all. I got it done, but let me tell you, it was a painful process, right? Setting up my own blog. Here with Empower Network, all I had to do was go ahead and pay for my first month membership, and boom, I had a blog set up within 60 seconds. Okay, all I had to do is just customize the banner. Okay, and I just went to Fiverr, paid somebody a couple of bucks for that to customize it for me. And so having an Empower Network blog is you have that viral blogging working for you, okay, and then you're a part of a community where we're sharing our strategies, what we're doing, we're learning from each other, and we're getting the training that we need to position ourselves to put our blog posts in front of people who already want what we have, people who are just yearning to read, what it is that we're sharing. So we're in a community that's teaching us what's working now in the blogging sphere, as well as in online marketing and business in general. And so that's why I love about Empower Network. That's why this is where I met these two lovely ladies from, and how we have just been able to connect and operate and synergy and just all that good stuff. And again, I just love how you're saying, Bianca, just be consistent with it, because consistency is the key to the breakthrough. If you're not blogging every day, then you're putting your own business at risk. So that was what I wanted to share. I love that, Bianca. Thank you so much for those PowerPoints.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome, Bianca. You hit on a lot of really, really good points as far as the blogging. And, for people who are not, technical, y'all may have tried to get a blog up. Like Charlene said, she had her own blog set up and it was painful. I had a blog, set up for myself. I actually paid someone to do it for me prior to getting into Empower Network, and the money I paid to get the blog up, the girl did an awesome job. But if I need anything changed, banner changed out or whatever, I have to call her, because she has it
Right.
coded. So I can't just go in there and do all the changes myself. With the viral blogging platform that we have, guys, if you want to change anything out, you can do that yourself. You don't have to worry about getting back to the person who created it for you. And then they're going to charge you again to make another change. So you're constantly spending money when you do these other kind of blogs to just do any changes. With the platform that we have, you don't have to pay for any changes. You just simply go and change out whatever you want. Plus, it's already set up for you guys. So if you're not techie, you don't know anything about like coding, like Charlene said, you don't know how to change out a banner or something. Everything is there in the training for you. They have an excellent blog training that's going to show you step by step how to do everything, and it's already set up for you. And all you have to do is put in your video blog, or if you like to write. I personally don't like to write, so I'm constantly doing videos. But if you are a writer, great. If you don't like writing, shoot videos and just put them up on your blog and syndicate them out. So that's the really good thing about this platform, guys. It's easy. It's easy peasy. When I say easy, I really do mean it's easy, because we have the training there. And if you don't, if you're new to this and you don't know what to do, we have the training all set up for you to actually show you how to get started. And of course, if you partner with myself or Charlene or Bianca, you'll be able to contact either one of us, whoever you partner up with, and we'll be able to, help you. We're not going to hold your hand, but we'll be able to help guide you through some of the steps if it's still a little bit difficult for you. But we do have an awesome community here. If you get into business, you're not going to be in business by yourself. We have an awesome community, because I know a lot of people, they sign up with people or they join something and then they just don't, they never hear from the person they actually partnered up with. So we are a great community, and you'll have access to myself, Charlene, or Bianca if you decide to partner up with us in this viral blogging platform. We have so many huge things happening, and I just love it. I just love it. My Empower Network blog is actually doing a lot better than my other blog, so I'm really loving it.
Awesome. That's
Yeah,
great to
like I
hear.
said,
That's
I
great
can
to hear.
find you.
I'm loving it too. And as you mentioned, I mean, there's just so many changes for the better that's coming up within the next few weeks that we're so excited and thrilled about, to the point where Empower Network is literally going to dominate the blogging space. Okay, and so it's so beneficial to go ahead and get your blog with Empower Network right now, because of these changes that are about to take place. You want to go ahead and get in now so you can be able to leverage, okay, and be part of the beta group, be part of the testing of it before it actually roll out to everyone. Okay, you have the opportunity to take place in pretty much history of Empower Network to get in right now, okay, and start leveraging this new blog platform that is about to roll out, and just position yourself for your business to just explode, using blogging. I mean, there's so many people that are making money blogging, but there's so many people that are not. Okay, you want to be on the other side, right? And Empower Network will position you to do that. Okay, we cannot guarantee that you'll make money, because we can't guarantee that you'll do the work that's involved and that's required. Okay, but if you're following the steps, if you're being consistent, okay, you're going to get results in your business. So, I mean, ladies, I enjoy this. Do you have any other work? This was a great training. If you guys will implement what you just learned, you can generate 50 plus people to your blog on a consistent basis. Generally when I post to about 50 groups, a day, I get at least 15 to 20 new people coming to my blog. Okay, so imagine if you were to stretch yourself out to 150 every day. You know, that's what that's like 60 plus 50, 60 plus new people coming to your blog. Okay, so that's an opportunity for traffic to generate leads. Okay, to build your list. That's what it's essentially about, building that list. Okay, so you can essentially sell to your list. So following the steps, what you just learned, um, will definitely bring a lot of traffic to your blog.
Absolutely. And these are free leads, guys. Free leads. You can't beat free leads. A blog will definitely help you to generate free leads. But I just wanted to throw something out there. I don't know, if you guys are watching this on the blog, or y'all just watching it through the Hangout. But I want to throw it out there. We are going to be doing a mastermind coming up. Myself, Bianca, and Charlene. We're actually putting a mastermind group together for like the first, between the three of us, let's say like the first, 15, 20, 25 people that go ahead and get their blog actually started with us tonight. We're going to be able to invite you to our mastermind. Now, our mastermind is only going to be for those that actually go ahead and partner up with us. So you want to take advantage of that tonight. We'll give y'all to, like, I don't know, midnight or so to actually go ahead and partner up with us, and then you'll be able to get the information about our mastermind that what we're going to be putting together. And this mastermind is going to be, if you got value from this, just imagine what it will be like when you get into a mastermind and have access to myself, Bianca, and Charlene to just, get a look over our shoulder and let us show you what we've been doing to have
Right.
success in our business, right, guys? So
Right. Absolutely.
yeah, y'all really want to take advantage to go ahead and get your blog this evening so you can be part of our mastermind group, which we will be putting that together really shortly. But the only way you can get into the mastermind, guys, is you have to get your blog and platform by tonight midnight. And once you do that, whoever you decide to partner with, we will send out an email for you welcoming you to the mastermind, and you will have access to all of our upcoming masterminds. So I think that is a great benefit right there, for people to go ahead and get their blog and just get started. And most of you probably, wanted to start a blog but just didn't know how. Well, this is how to do it, guys. This is how to get started on the fast track.
Awesome.
All
Love
right.
it. Love it, Yamin. I love it.
So I mean, this was great. I hope y'all got so much well, I know y'all got so much valuable information. But shoot us an email. The replay will be up for you to go back to it if y'all missed something. The replay will be up for y'all to go back and catch it. Shoot either myself, Charlene, or Bianca an email. Let us know what's going on, if you got value from it. These will be posted on our blogs as well. So however, whoever invited you here, get back to that person that invited you here, and definitely just partner up with them. Don't waste any time, because this is going to be so awesome. I'm so excited. I'm
I
just
am
so
too.
excited about this just coming down, you know. And it's not hype, guys, or anything like that. If you choose to partner, you do. If you don't, then you don't. No pressure here. But for those that do, take action, because that's what it's about, guys, right? Action, right? Those who do take
Yep.
action, partner up, just definitely going to be part of our great mastermind group. So I just really, really want to stress that for y'all. So I had so much fun with this, guys.
Yes.
Y'all lady, y'all ladies have so much valuable content to share. This was so valuable for people who are watching. I'm sure it was valuable for myself too, because I did learn, one or two different nuggets that I didn't know. And that's the good thing about masterminding with other people. You always are able to pick up a few extra nuggets that's going to help you propel in your business.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Well, yeah, I had a great time too. I look forward to our next training, our next training. So being to share more valuable information with you guys. But again, you want to go ahead and be a part of our mastermind group, because one of the things that, and I'll just leave it on this note, one of the things that a lot of people are lacking in our industry lacking mentorship, they're lacking guidance. And you have access to three ladies who you leverage enjoy your learning curve by being a part of our mastermind, and so you don't have to try to figure everything out. Okay, there are some things that you will have to learn on your own. However, when you start to leverage people who are allowing you to have access to them, you want to take advantage of that. So I'm so excited about this mastermind. I'm excited about what Empower Network is doing, and I'm just excited about continuing to connect to these three ladies, so that we're all just growing from each other and growing our businesses as a result too. So I'm excited, I'm thankful, I'm grateful, and we're going to see you guys very soon. Again, you have until, did we say midnight? Midnight tonight, Yamina, I think?
Yeah.
Midnight.
Yep. Midnight tonight, wherever you are. Yep. Midnight tonight, whatever time that is where you are. Midnight tonight, guys.
Awesome. I love it. I love it.
Awesome. We'll see you on the other side.
Oh,
All right,
yes.
then.
All right. All
All right.
right.
Well, y'all
Next
have a
up.
good night then.